It's Techno down first, and it's an A site that's gonna get tested as 910 finds his slight opening. Single man advantage, Vitality slows it down. We're still just getting them stuck outside of that ramp though. Blitz gets a little bit of damage in, kills start to come back. Senzu's gonna try to save this.
Oh,
we go 2v2. They've evened it out for a second. Again, these slight mid-round pauses, but that bomb is gone. What do you have in the clutch? 910 early on.
Yeah, you got 910 in the 1-on-2. The guy who logs on today is the least hours of anybody else on this map. The least trophies, the least experience in this situation. And one of the most amazing op runs for someone of his stature in this playoffs.
Ooh, they let him have that space. So bombs planted, Glocks up. No kit for the two players. Rops takes a look before Apex arrives. Rops wants into the action, doesn't need his in-game leader to help him. Rops knows how to win. That is why he's here. That's why Vitality have made it. And so first round goes the way of the favorites.
Yeah, Rops incredibly decorated, and somebody who said, if we're going to lose a match, don't let it be this one. They got this far. The only player on the server that's been in every single CS2 major final, but also hasn't won one.
Look at the confidence on this though, right?
And the last two, we saw Spirit, we saw Na'Vi. This is their best chance yet. But what we have to understand about the Mongols is they've been a top 5 team this entire season. They are one of 6 teams that has even taken a map off of Vitality this season. In fact, they beat them twice on Nuke. And that's what makes this veto incredibly brave, because they had that option, yet they picked Mirage. They're leaning into their strengths. They've been very good on this map here in playoffs.
Within this playoffs, we saw FlameZ have a bit of an off first half within Mirage, then be able to kick it back up a notch for the attack. Every single piece of Vitality better come to play, because that's the one difference between this Mongols and the Mongols you've been watching all year long. Finally piecing it together in a playoffs. And it was a slow start versus Pain on this very same map. Didn't seem to shake them. They waited it out, they won a clutch, and from that point on, 13 rounds straight. Right now, Apex better be careful. Inside of that smoke reside a couple players. He doesn't like the risk of it, so he'll go back, lean away from the murder hole as we get a little bit of an expedition over towards the ramp.
Feels like he's in purgatory right now. We got FlameZ trying to smooth out this angle. A couple of good fights coming the way of Vitality. First one, Apex wins.
Zywoo then catching good timing inside a connector, knows that that pinch could be inbound. Blitz is gonna try to recover this. Again, not everybody with the best weapons. Tech9, what a wallbang frag off that upgraded pistol. Do what you must to try to break down this A defense, but it looks like it's still gonna stand tall. Good timing on the peak from Apex, and Vitality convert this one with majority still alive.
Yeah, and he was a little bit everywhere this round. When it was at the back of window, I think there were not enough answers right there. Mongols got close. They got to the doormat of getting in the window, getting up the A ramp, but Vitality stayed vigilant. That's why they got those kills. We're gonna have Mongols chance in the building tonight. And the reason is, as someone from North America, we can all relate to being an underdog in Counter-Strike.
Feels like every region outside of Europe can rally behind the Mongols for that reason. They defeated Pain on the way. We saw what happened between the Brazilian scene and the Chinese teams here in Austin. The support goes beyond the borders. Desert Eagles across the board for this one. Single Tech9, they take their time with it, but again, Vitality not looking to play scared whatsoever. Floating out in middle. It's an absolute slaughter, barring Mzinho out through the palace. Unfortunately, doesn't have a bomb to go with that. Could have got the plant off, could have got the funds going. He could still chip away at it though. This Desert Eagle looking sharp.
He's grabbed a couple of skulls. Better gun now. Bomb not in a good spot. Vitality gonna try to chill. They have gotten, 1v3'd at this event. They have made a couple of mistakes early on in the game, but I think all that's just sharpened them up.
And Rops has got it cut down.
We're talking about Mongols playing against the best team in the world and drawing the comparison back to the last time we were in America at Boston. Cloud9 were a top 6 team. They played against FaZe. These guys were the most stacked roster at the time in terms of legendary players still near their prime or in their prime. But they didn't have a streak like Vitality have. They didn't have these 7 trophies in a row. That's what they're looking for.
Ahead of this playoffs, MongolZ only had 4 playoff matches won throughout their endeavors. Cut shy so many times, but let's see if guns make a difference. Game begins here, round 4. Vitality established that buffer. How long's the lead last? Off the flash, Apex into the action, blitz. Ooh, almost let Apex regain his vision. Instead, we go 1 for 1.
He was in the Goldilocks zone right there between the Molly and the smoke. MongolZ, he's been hitting some very intriguing shots.
And good timings. Takes a quick look at it. Opts not to swing wide, blitz getting ever closer. Bomb starting to get inbound as well. Techno simultaneously taking a bit of a look on the other side. Maybe hoping to keep Vitality busy, but they stay active.
Yeah, it seems like they're fully aware of the setup now, actually. MongolZ he's already past the op line. He knows that no one's there on the site watching. This helps Blitz as well. He's the warden in the watchtower at the moment. I think the CTs don't know if they're found out yet, but FlamZ comes back to make sure.
Again, we've seen little tidbits of timings from both teams. Vitality keep just stepping into the action right when MongolZ have this false sense of confidence. Single smoke and a single Molotov here for the MongolZ. They go very quiet at 40 seconds. And how do you deal with that ramp control? I mean, that's really the Vitality strength in this position. Blitz trying to offer up some support so that Techno can move in.
Yes, opens up an ability to plan as well. They need to get rid of this A-ramp setup, however.
910's Molotov, it's perfectly placed.
And they can plant for that smoke.
This is good.
Perfect utility usage.
For as much as Vitality feels like they've figured it out, MongolZ working with very little, put it exactly where it needs to be, and then we start to see some missed shots. FlamZ drops the ball. Rops though, maybe they didn't anticipate that second player, so now 910 gonna be fixated on this as Blitz attempts to catch connections on the others, but it is a stoic looking ZywOo towards the catwalk. MongolZ, all 3 players working with the kits, still 2 smokes out here. Vitality do have time to play, but that time's starting to add an extra layer of pressure. Rops while throwing grenades, that's killed. The 910 has the cover. MongolZ's gonna try to close the distance. Blitz, good support. MongolZ perfectly pieced together.
You said game starts here, and it did. That rifle, they worked it all the way to the end. They slowed down there in the mid-round. It looked a little bit nervous. FlamZ came back, found his pickoff. He's been doing good work on the A-ramp, but Blitz gets the really key frag right here. Connector control is what it's all about when you're going to go for the A-split. And he's very careful from this position of getting to safe zones. Zeus joining us in the front row.
Yes.
Everybody wants to watch history. As Rob said it, history upon history if they're able to take this win.
It's the beauty of our finals tonight. Regardless of who wins, it is history. A damn near perfect season out of Vitality, or your first ever Asian major champions. Which is a sentence I think a lot of people in this room didn't think we would ever have to say. And yet, a lot of them in here want to say it. First round collected for the MongolZ. It is evidence Vitality bleeds. Very low buy for Vitality as well. When we saw how perfectly that utility went down for the MongolZ last round.
Yeah, they're not actually in a spot to prod into mid. Mahone brought up in the video before, Messi's usually here on Cat. ZywOo in his position to take his ticket pick, and they're trusting FlamZ. He's been doing so good on the ramp, but this guy's just watching pals for him right now.
Here we go, Cat challenge. Nice shots by Robs.
Did they get a bomb on the way or not? They didn't.
Oh, it dropped,
They did not get the bomb.
Bomb fell inside of the smoke. You can take that B-site. MongolZ just hit that dink. That's a ton of damage through the wall bang. Again, the kills start to come out for the MongolZ, but now they're starting to realize the error of their ways.
Oh, who needs a bomb?
Bit of a challenge for ZywOo, but he misses his shot. And that bomb will get scooped back up as Rops went down. Galil pressed between the two. Watches ZywOo off. FlamZ, quick action into the play, but the bomb has gone the other direction. And his rotation back will be a treacherous path. If he thinks they're playing side by side, he is wrong. And as he comes through this doorway, he is cautious, but not cautious enough. Or is he? FlamZ sends who's there to trade. We go 2 rounds straight for the MongolZ.
Nervous moment. Nice shots from FlamZ. Good hot start from him early, but another great round for the MongolZ.
Replay.
Vitality are getting tested.
Replay. Yes.
Bomb drops the way to face.
Look.
MongolZ looks right into the ladder room. Very awkward moment if they didn't get the 2 kills and entries on the B site. This round could have totally fallen apart.
Yeah.
Now, Vitality will have to get creative. Should be clear as day to the Mongols how much money they have to use.
They don't want to make a misstep. They don't want to fall to a mistake. USPs go swinging. Top middle control is everything. Coupled nicely with an underpass player as well. Singular USP frag comes out of Vitality. They stop wasting everybody's time, throw themselves at their enemies, and meet a bit of a brick wall. We are tied early on Mirage.
There's going to be certain benchmarks in this game to believe it's even possible that Vitality lose. And Mongols even tying the game at any point was won. It may seem like not much.
I feel like I'm back in Paris. Except it's better because there's way less French people.
But just as many French fries.
Yeah.
3-3. That's not small. We saw Mongol start 5-0 down versus Pain, came back, won 13 rounds in a row.
But no offense, Pain to Vitality. This defense better answer.
It would have been less meaningful if the game was close, but it really wasn't.
Through smoke, huh?
Wow.
9-10.
Eyes closed.
Forcing Apex to call from the sidelines. Odds are it was just over top of the smoke, so would have had vision on the peak. You peeked into the wrong guy today because 9-10 is tapping into playoff form. ZywOo actually just shoots through smoke.
I think he just shot to find it off the top corner of the smoke.
Hell yeah.
Amazing play out of him off the timing alone. That is an X-Factor frag. Look how it changes the complexion of the round here for the T side. They're starting to loop back around, go into their final idea, but now without mid.
That's dangerous, man. Just chucking guns around top middle. At any point, this could have happened. CT's come to take a look. But as the CTs try to carve that path towards middle with a distraction on the catwalk.
That's two spotted.
Those are your A players. From connector back to the bomb site. Mzinho up close, gets his head ripped clean off. Flamesy already on the multi-kill. A little bit of a delay here from the Palace peak, but it is gonna come in time. Flamesy going above and beyond. Triple kill so far, dropped. 15 health here for Blitz. And a first frag needed by Mezzi in a clutch. Blitz scours the battlefield, will not find the timing on the peak, and the Brit posts one when needed.
Yeah, as the last man standing, we can lean on Mezzi to create lots of moments like this. It's a setup 1v1 in his favor. It's Blitz without the information. But he's going to be rotating over and have to pull off some clutches. He did. Wow. Yeah, that move from ZywOo totally changes things. It was an unanswered trade to kick things off for Mongols until ZywOo just found a way to do it himself. We're going back to mid.
Slight limitation, but a faster pace. Mongo's gonna jump on this. ZywOo hears it coming. Blitz slides down, distracted by the cat player. Unable to stop it on connector. Flamesy offers up his back. Apex gives cover. And again, this A side holds for a bit, but these Tech9s have found their opening yet again, and it's low health in sight. They try to take it over, but to do so, they'll have to still kill Techno, who plants that bomb on default. They'll join forces here. Vitality come in again, shoulder to shoulder. This time Mezzi with a bit more support in the Estonian. Space given over to Techno. He catches them off guard. But does he know about Mezzi, who's backed into another clutch, back-to-back 1v1s? This time, Techno has the equal amount of health, and the utility here to offset. Not gonna stop him.
Damn,
Techno in the zone.
that is perfect. How?
First clutch posted by Mongols.
Sacked for that first kill. 1v2 to close. Keeping this game close. We often see Techno fighting from the bottom of the scoreboard, but here we are in the major grand final and his first clutch of the night. They asked Blitz on the desk, How would you describe Techno? First thing he said, this is my brother.
Ooh. Second shot chance there for Zaiwu.
And no easy rounds here for the Mongols. 5v4 already getting shot in the back as they're trying to get up on a cat, but look who's there. No one is in B. Bomb gets away safe.
They'll run it down. A prize for your efforts in FlamZ's Khalil.
Mongols said they take inspiration from the LG SK days. Talked about 9-10 having to travel so long to get to play at LANs, playing to be able to have a ticket to get home. You know, those kinds of stories, that kind of hunger, we hear coming out of many different regions as to why players play so well.
I mean, the perfect example is Fur. Used to do the same thing. You can win a LAN, you get 2 meals a day. You lose, where are you sleeping?
You know why I grew up in Toronto? I lost a LAN.
It's a bewildering journey for the Mongols. It's truly a tale of rags to riches. Realizing their dreams round by round at the moment, because there is no denying this momentum has shifted. 5 of the last 6 rounds, all with the Mongols logo stamped across them. This is the Deagle that kicked it off. A slight hiccup on a road to a completely vacant B bomb site, one that was understaffed.
I was disappointed to not see Nuke in this veto from the Mongols, but also they're showing us why they picked Mirage. Certainly Vitality were ready for that pick more than this one. Expressing dominance inside of mid. Oh, getting
nice
great
angle.
moments from Zaiwu out of window on these smokes.
Perfectly positioned, getting a lot of impact out of this one, and they're not going to be able to stop him from repositioning either.
He's got so many openers or refrags from the spot.
Certainly trying to play like the best player in the world.
Looks like Curdle defense. You got no one in ladder room. Again, even though we've got 5 CTs up, they're playing on the perimeter, sort of.
Not going to be able to really find these players, though. Hidden inside of this B site. Mezzi floating around the bench, gets early damage onto Senzu. Will clean that one up. He's trying to set up all the distractions so that Robs can do what he does. Hit you from the side. He'll do exactly that. Dropping bomb in the process. B site held. B site holds real strong. And so with a repetitive success story down towards A, we get a resurgence from Vitality.
Last series they played was so close. Ended 13-11. Mongols and Blitz, when asked what he thinks about this final, he's not someone to tell jokes. Said it's about 50-50 in his head. And if you watch the last series, it was 50-50. It was extremely close game. The streak almost ended there.
What you're looking at right now is Counter-Strike, folks. Counter-Strike in the heart of Texas. Mara and Extaz. Trying to keep everybody's nerves under wraps.
And nerves may be a conversation that comes into play. We'll see. We'll see when and where. But for now, we see the Mongols open up after getting crushed and collapsed versus FaZe last stage into playing them in playoffs, where you'd think FaZe would have an even bigger advantage, and standing up to all of their previous losses, sort of undignified exits, whether it was Shanghai or some of the other events that they played. Stood up to it all, played their best, yes. Round 11, we're talking about 2 AKs here for the Mongols.
Yes, sir. Off the tack pause, don't forget it. What kind of plan is in place? Apex was the result of a few early deaths. Still has a great scoreline. Zaiwu's taking up that space left in middle, this time doing it on his own. He floats back into safety.
Crazy how many unsupported kills that Zaiwu has gotten by himself in these mid-round moments, sort of mysteriously appearing in the window, testing a smoke on a certain timing. But if you ask me, Mongols are taking over mid this often. If they get it consistently, they're definitely going to find their rounds. Zaiwu down, but with a trade.
Apex in that pregame says he wants to be remembered as the greatest in-game leader to ever do it, that he wants to be the player with the most trophies.
Okay. Here it comes, the full attack. The actual rotation from Vitality is incorrect. We got...
Man, no
Of
support
course,
elements
50-50.
whatsoever, just Mezzi singly sitting here. Sure, pistols in the front of this apartments push ahead of that bomb, but it's also a question about joining up with the cat hit that eventually Senzu's gonna put in place. Senzu floats around the ladder room. Here's that help. Apex is dead. Mezzi goes down with nothing to the hand of the Desert Eagle. Just the pistol to break open the sight. And then Techno does one better. Rotator also dead.
MongolZ.
And so working with less doesn't seem to hold back the Mongols.
They're here to put on a
Only
show.
one person.
No one can say they aren't playing their
They don't
best right now.
walk.
That was
They
2
don't-
AKs
they
coming
don't
into
walk
this
around.
round versus the world's best.
You come on, you are left alone. Alone, bro. You play.
This is Blitz catching the opening.
See this shot.
An opening kill that definitely delayed the rotation from Rops as well, who we see fall inside the market. Oh, glimpse of it there for Mzinho, so he knows to be on high alert, but what a reaction.
Oy.
Yeah, from Mezzi's POV seemed impossible.
That is grass-fed American beef.
Yeah.
Mezzi wants to take a bite for sure.
Doesn't have a head to do it. One Desert Eagle shot. So now already we're seeing Vitality lose to straight-up gun rounds. Vitality lose Zywoo in the middle of the map, lose to pistols.
We go one major back. Obviously, Senzu wasn't there, but you know who was? Mzinho. In that playoff game on Ancient, it was Mzinho who looked like he was unaffected. The player that looks like he plays well beyond his years.
Again, they're going to try to float around top mid. There's bodies here in 9-10, but he's gone, so if you want to chase him, it's a bit too late. You'll have that mid control. It frees up Rops to lean forward. When we saw Flamesy struggling as the A anchor in a previous playoff game, that is exactly when Rops started to take over the responsibility of the site. And seeing as Mongols have won rounds on this half of the map, look at the justification behind this stack up.
It's 6-5 right now.
Zywoo is not a
Mongols,
part of the hold, though. And so
They
Vitality
are
are
in
going to have to
advance.
prove that they can do it without Lilu.
These guys,
He will take his sweet time on this flank, and the Mongols not looking like they need much more time. But if Mzinho lingers with that bomb, Zywoo could have caught him. Insta-kill here from Senzu. Rops plays off of the balcony, but you still have Apex under wraps, hidden in the shadows, and he's making a move. Oh,
We can line this up.
lets them play. No way, he lets that go down. Now he puts it on to the back of his teammates for the retake.
Wasn't spotted.
It got picked back up. 9-10.
Wait, look how Techno's scaling here.
Just through the side of it. Mezzi, how many clutches can he be put into, and how many can he come up with? Health advantage once more. And so the Mongols will take a 2-1 lead on the T side of their map peak. Proof is in the pudding. Vitality bleed.
Vitality bleed. MongolZ, look for replay.
We're here at the Alienware booth inside the Moody Center, and for anyone that is visiting the major, you can come here yourself and test out these amazing setups using the latest Alienware technology that I'm sure you'll want to be able to try. Because right now, we've got
7-5.
MongolZ Yimfat with us over here, Phases Elige, and they're going to be having a 1v1. We're going to be testing out the QD OLED. It's a 27-inch monitor coming out from Alienware, and it is looking crispy, it's looking fine. We're going to put it to the test in a 1v1 with some of our best players. So let's get into it. You guys are ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Hands on the mouse, be prepared.
Yeah.
So we're playing some arena. Elige, you have a bit of experience with these monitors, right? Talk to me, what are you feeling so far?
Yeah, so far it feels really smooth. Initial impressions is it is like really big compared to my monitors, since we usually play on 24-inch monitors, and then this one's 27. But yeah, at home I've used the 500 hertz Alienware before, so yeah, I'm no stranger to it.
Do you notice some specific differences when you're seeing the OLED?
I think that, I mean, the response time is obviously great. I mean, just from like the test, that OLED should have like really low response time, so it's fun to try it now.
So this should be faster than what we're normally cooking with at events.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. And you are owning right now. There we go. Okay, I'll come over to your side.
I need some confidence.
The James effect.
I'll give you some confidence boosting. How are you finding it, Jimmy?
I like it. For me, like the biggest change is the size.
Yeah.
And I can for sure like see also the resolution.
It looks crazy clean.
Really, really crisp, yeah.
Yeah.
But also like the monitor leg. So
Okay,
I can
yeah.
see it like really well in between like my keyboard and mouse. Like it's pretty.
Yeah, so it's not
important for me.
sticking out, right?
Yeah. I like it. Can you check the score?
You're getting cooked right now. The
kidding.
score is not looking good, Jim.
It's not that.
24 inch, for example. Could something like this, could we move to OLED? Could we move to a bigger monitor? Would that become the norm in the future as things change, as technology advances?
I don't see why not. I think just a lot of players like don't like trying new things. But I think that if they feel like how good their response time is and everything feels fast, there's no problems like with the software or anything, and people are used to their settings, then I don't see why not.
No
Jimmy, you
chance.
got to lock in, man.
Oh, here we are. There it is.
Okay, now he's back.
One more.
Oh, 100 for Elise.
Okay.
76 for Yimfat. GG's. Look at you
GG.
shaking off the hand.
Did you?
off.
100, that's a lot. We just played for a while, actually.
There we have it. Elise wins the Alienware 1v1 between our professional players. But you guys, you can come on here to the Alienware booth if you've got your tickets for the major and have a chance of winning this monitor. Put your skills to the test, and at the end of the day, you might be able to walk away with this yourselves and take it home. I'm so jealous if you get to do that because this is looking fantastic right now. So good luck, have fun. Make sure you come on down to here.
Wielding a couple of very important rounds at the end of that one. MongolZ may have started this half slowly, but they don't give a damn. They kick it right back into gear to close it. They deny a couple of clutches. And they have won rounds where they didn't even have full guns. That little bit of X factor that you need to pull off a major championship win, we've seen the ingredients already.
You know what I loved about it? They're getting, both teams have a little carry from the bottom, right? Techno and MongolZ, two players who both put up clutch rounds when they needed to. Techno denying MongolZ in the end. This allows this to not just be a tied scoreline at the end of the first half. 7-5 here on map 1. What MongolZ fail to do every time they meet Vitality. Oh, and a special thank you to all of our production. Working tirelessly for these last few weeks.
All night long last night.
What MongolZ failed to do was win their map pick. They could win Nuke, but that was always Vitality's pick in the series.
Fast moves from Vitality, though. And one of the things in the kick-up of their T-side will be FlameZ on the entries, but a well-timed flashbang stopped it. And it kind of frazzles FlameZ out of his preferred post-plant position. Bomb down behind triple. They're going to try to push it Senzu for a second.
Yeah, they've crawled up. Senzu, if he stays alive, we'll see.
Ticket players start to get that retake going. They have really closed the distance, but maybe to their demise. Senzu will clear out that bomb site, and a pistol win for the MongolZ. That lead begins to grow.
Yes, this starts to get into insurmountable territory, especially with the confidence. They're smiling here in this major final.
We've
a far
never
cry
seen
from the
that.
MongolZ we're used to seeing in playoffs. But Vitality are a team that have been tested. They've been tested many times, whether it was in the best of fives or in those individual series in their past ones versus the MongolZ. The simple fact is they have not lost. There was such a big difference from a lead and a victory. 1 AK comes into this round on ZywOo.
ZywOo currently sitting negative in the face of a white-hot Senzu Blitz and Techno core. And with the crowd rallying behind them, they are only going to grow more and more confident as their lead grows with it. Apex needs a second to stew in it.
But this Vitality team, the attack.
In his pre-match
That's what
interview,
we use for, I don't know.
said this crowd wants a Cinderella story and he's here to prove that all that's bullshit. How's it feel now? 3-round lead over top of Vitality.
Considering the strat that's coming forward, there is going to be one player isolated. Significant, actually, utility advantage to Vitality as they come onto the site. Mzinho, can he really stop this? 910 gets comfortable inside smokes as well.
Yeah, trying to lock it in. There doesn't look like there's fire here for 910. He'll find Mezzi's head instantly. Palace player delayed for a second. Flashbang gets the raise some shooting. That is 910. Let's right behind him.
Not even a Frenchman can do that with a Famas.
9-5.
Brick wall.
Let's go, Mongol.
On the brink of double digits.
Look at him.
This move, okay? How often would you get locked up in this position and think, okay, I'm just gonna chill, let my teammates come and help me? No, he goes out wide for this. He knows there's gonna be multiple players on his screen, but they come to help him. He hits that spray transfer, and MongolZ hit 9.
Getting double digits should now be easy. We're talking upgraded pistols for Vitality
5.
without Kevlar.
And we are on the
3 players
round.
behind it. 910 not satiated yet. It is bloodlust from an Opper who is making a highlight reel with rifles, but he's gonna get caught by this P250 bottom middle. All good, Senzu will pick it up. And when Senzu hits that top rope, he's gonna catch FlamezZ top mid. Bomb down, drops late to the party, doubling the rounds of Vitality.
Senzu on 17 frags here in this major final.
Over.
17 frags in this major final. From a total collapse of the last major to a winning position at this one. The question was, when would they find the breakthrough? Mentally, it's the hardest part of the game. It's the other half. Everybody on Vitality has gone through hell and back trying to figure out the mental side of this game, and they've done a fantastic job of staying near the top, even on their lows, picking up a trophy every year, and now pushing towards that era. MongolZ are the youngest team here, so you think maybe they take an extra couple of years before the players start maturing, maybe one more roster move. No, it looks like they found their 5.
Or if they really got lucky, maybe at the start of the second half of this year. A little more time to figure out Vitality is what we thought everybody needed. 10 goes deep, and it's going to be Apex sidelined early yet again. We saw the MongolZ break through with their first gun round on their T side. Vitality had a high hope of doing the exact same, and if you want to do it now, it's off this 4v5.
Even though Apex isn't the top fragger on the team, taking out the IGL, especially someone like Apex, such a big voice, calling from dead is so difficult. If there's someone you want to tilt, it's Apex. I don't think it's easy to do, but FlamezZ is somebody who people have referenced, past teammates, as he could be the next IGL on the team. He could be the second biggest voice. He didn't have the maturity or the experience, but he's gotten there now.
45 seconds, top con smoke goes down, gives them a little room to work within it, so they thought. 910's got other ideas, and nothing comes from free at the moment.
No, these shots are filthy.
Right back to the top, and Tiki he'll go. They're gonna try to slam their way through it. Over top of the staircase goes the bomb, still just stuttering out. Senzu puts that M4 right against the smoke, and there seems to be no open room. There seems to be no solution at the moment.
10, 5.
Taking off angles on fading smokes, peeking off of Ticket on these timings. Going deep on B. MongolZ are playing to win.
It is active, confident moves. It is constant pressure. It is fearless Counter-Strike being weaponized against the world's #1.
(11-5) for the MongolZ.
We saw Mao's embarrass Vitality on the second map of that semifinals, but we thought to ourselves that was the team who has the most reps against Vitality. The one that was slowly piecing together some kind of comfort zone. No comfort whatsoever. 910 hits another. He doesn't miss shots. And so this space, he will do it all if he has to. As the others fall for him, no help Resuscitating this map.
These Mongols. Look here. Aye.
Posterized for map points.
Now these Mongols get 16. Those vitality is still half.
With history
5.
upon history on the line, you know who to call.
Double op setup comes up from the two players with 19 kills a pop.
Actually, it's 12. No?
It is a rare sight to beat Vitality in a map. It's another to embarrass them. They rose through the floor today with confidence. Those grins drained from their faces. We're gonna get another pop-up through connector. Is there any chance that Vitality make this a game? Is there any chance that they avoid total collapse in the face of the MongolZ? Mirage their map pick, and you can see the confidence. You can feel the confidence. 9-10 yet again into that kill feed. Will he ever stop? Him and Senzu combining with the Ox yet again. Techno backs turn to him, and the headshots follow through. No respect. It is a Vitality that is dead on arrival.
They won. I think out of 24. They won.
Map one in their back pocket. Their
Winners
dreams on the
Of
line,
that day.
and no sign of slowing down.
Their best win over Vitality yet. They take their map pick for the first time in this head-to-head, and they do it on the biggest stage.
13, 15, 13, 5.
They absolutely do. Techno, unbelievable first map. What is it like sitting right there, playing the way you are, with everyone here cheering for the MongolZ?
Crazy, crazy, man.
Well, it feels so amazing. In the end, we won the first map, but the match is not done yet.
It's not done yet, so I'll let you go. Thank you very much, Techno. Still one more to go.
It's not done yet, but talk about a fearless face from the MongolZ on map number 1. I am simply stunned, Maui, to put it up not only to the world number ones like that from the MongolZ. First time they've managed to take their map pick versus Vitality, and they do it on the most grand of stages.
I am stunned. I am flabbergasted. I'm downright shocked that the MongolZ came out with that much force. That was an unbelievable show of skill and show of nerve. The fact that the whole story with Senzu for the entirety of the last 9 months has been